All right, man. Today we got a pick and roll IQ video. In this video, you'll be learning how to pick and roll, how it can force a mismatch, and how it can create wide open opportunities. So let's go ahead and get to it here. Let's go ahead and draw you at the perimeter. We're going to draw your big inside the paint where they naturally are. Then we're going to go ahead and slap the other defenders on there from the opposing team. So the opposing big is under the rim trying to win the box out fight so they can get the rebound. Your defender is out here trying to stop you from scoring the ball. So let's say your big comes out here, sets you a screen. They're screening they set a screen right here. Now naturally, your defender is going to try to run around the screen, because if they don't run around the screen and you step back a little bit, they will not be able to stop you. So a lot of the time they're going to try to come around it, and around the same time that your big is coming up there, the opposing big is coming up to help on defense, and they're going to try to cut you off on this side. So what do you do at this point? If you stay inside the middle, you have to deal with your defender coming around to try and stop you. And if you decide to go to the right, you got to deal with the big who is also trying to stop you. Now, which one do you actually want to be on you after a pick and roll? If you want to force a mismatch, you want to go towards the side as the same side as the big. Now, why do you want to go towards the big? The big has a much higher chance of actually blocking you. Bigs typically have better defense stats, so it'll be even more difficult for you to actually get by them. Well, the reason for that is because if you run to the side that the big is on, the big has no choice but to chase you. And once they chase you, you've effectively set up the mismatch. So now your big can crash the paint, and your defender has no choice but to try to go in there and stop them. And you know that they can't stop them, because if you're playing a small like a point guard or a shooting guard, 9 times out of 10, the person guarding you will be either a small forward, a point guard, or a shooting guard. And also 9 times out of 10, they will not be able to stop that center or power forward from dunking the ball. So that is very important to note. Now, there's not really much more to go into when it comes down to this strategy. It's just an IQ move, basically. You just have to make sure that you understand what you're doing. So just one last quick rundown. You're standing here, your big is standing here. Put the defenders on there. He's trying to stop you from scoring. He's trying to win the rebound fight. Your big comes out, sets you a screen, and then your defender tries to come around and stop you. And the big, around the time that yours is coming up there, is going to try to cut you off the other way. So you run towards the big. It is extremely important that you run towards the big, because if you run towards the small and then your big rolls to the rim, the opposing big can just go in there with no worries, because he doesn't have to worry about you being open at the 3-point line. So of course, you run to the same side as the big. He's going to chase you over there. And at that point, there is a speed mismatch, because smalls are normally faster than bigs. And there's also a power mismatch being forced, because bigs typically have more power than smalls. So all right, man, I'm going to wrap this video up. Y'all want to see more of this? Go ahead and drop a like, sub to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one, man.